to a brand new live stream. Today we're gonna be streaming the Groningen to Zwolle Spoorlijn, Zwolle Groningen. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive in a ICMm, also known as the Koplooper in Dutch, and yeah. So what we're gonna do now is unlock the doors, set this to headlights, set this to headlights, turn lights, yeah, turn them on. To do more transplant voltage, yes, I believe that has to be on. Compressor automatic. Train heating is not really necessary, neither is I believe. But you can set it on because in the tutorial of Dovetail they did it. So we're gonna do it as well. Oh, that was not the right button. No, we have to turn the ATB switch on. Oops, fell a little bit down. Also the Deadman isolation has to be on. So Deadman is basically something like a SIFA in Germany, whereas yeah, ATP is more something like BZB, but it works entirely different. So yeah, turn brakes are running. We have to pull the brake lock and set that to running as well. Well, you can set it to 1 now because we're still at the station and we don't want to roll away. Well, I don't expect this actually to roll away because the Netherlands is quite flat. So that's Station Groningen. It looks entirely different now since it's completely being rebuilt and remade. As you can see, we're actually running 2 units with 3 cars. Departing a little too late. I was talking too much again. Yeah, so that's it. Release the brakes and set the throttle to forward. Set the throttle to 11, whatever. BZ5 it's called in this thing. So that's our throttle. So it is quite an old train. So it's still in service, but it's going to be replaced in the near future. It doesn't accelerate really fast either. So yeah, we have to do it with what it is. Well, you can actually hear when Deadman's kicking in because you hear something like something like that. It's also probably showing up here somewhere. Yeah, the blue one, Dodeman in Dutch. Well, ghosting is certainly not a method that's available on this train because it immediately slows down again. Might also have to do with the fact that they're running a double unit rather than one because, yeah, it's, like I said, quite an old train. It's not really powerful. It can be long, as you can see here. Train van de Nederlandse Spoorwegen. And yeah, it's actually running on quite some routes still in the Netherlands. already at Groningen Europa Park. And Groningen Europa Park is a station, obviously, in Groningen. The Sprinter nieuwe generatie, the SNG3, stops here. But the koploper is mostly used for inner city services, so it doesn't stop here. We're going directly to Assen, which is in Drenthe, that's the province. I really like this road, mostly because I am Dutch. Hey, dat is een Sprinter nieuwe generatie. Mostly because I'm Dutch. I know the route quite well. I've driven on it quite a few times as a passenger, and yeah, I know the koploper very well. Been on a koploper many times. It's the common consensus is that it's a really comfortable train for the passengers. There is one as well. I don't know what it's doing there. Maybe that's a depot in Groningen. I'm not sure. Train drivers, engineers, lokführers, machinisten. They all love this train because you're very high up, actually, and so you actually get to see a lot of the scenery. Yeah, you have a really good view from the cab. So this means toegestane hoogste snelheid means maximum allowed speed, and that's 160 kilometers an hour. So that's not pretty fast for an intercity. Keep in mind that most tracks in the Netherlands weren't really designed for really high speeds. We have the snelheidslijn Zuid right now, the HSL. However, yeah, trains drive 200 kilometers an hour there, so that's still not really keeping up to today's Europe's standards. Like in other countries, they are actually able to go much faster. It's on Haren, I think. Yes, Haren. So it is a really nice train. It's beautiful. It's very unique design with those yeah, actually some sort of bubble on the head on top of it where the driver is sitting, because usually we're used to be able to walk through it like this, through this thing. There was a door, so right now let's change the camera so you can see it a little bit better. You were in the past you were able to actually walk between the units, and at this point, that's since they are refurbished basically and modernized, that's not possible anymore because it caused malfunctions, and a lot of that yeah, wasn't really great, and kept the train operable for some time. This is obviously not what a train company like the NS, the Nederlandse Spoorlijn, wants. So yeah, they decided to get rid of that. So the horn is actually a button which you can press with your feet. Unlike other trains where you usually have a button somewhere on the right. Like the most German trains, apparently you have a wall plug here, a socket, where you can charge a tablet or whatever the driver might need. Doing 140 now. This might be a nice place to actually make a photo which we can use as a thumb. Because here you can see the whole length of the train, which is quite stunning. Because it is quite long for for Dutch measurements. So a bit of motion blur maybe, not too much. And there we have it. Oops, quite a good picture in my opinion. People might have other opinions about it, obviously. Everyone is entitled to have their own opinion. But I like this one. That man was that. Or that was that man's. Yeah, so here you have actually the passenger doors. Usually on this train, it's done by the conductor, the locking up doors. But yeah, there are no conductors in this game, so you can do it also manually. I am on PlayStation 5, so I basically use my D-pad number, or whatever it's called, the thing on the left of the controller, and then arrow to the left or arrow to the right. So I actually do it like that. I use most of the time controls for apply a small amount of throttle. I use R2, brakes I use L2, and to release your throttle you use R1, or to release the brakes you use L1, and for that man you can actually use circle. Oops. Press the wrong button, that's the triangle. That means you go out of your seat and are in the seat. A lot of functions ain't modeled. That doesn't really matter because you probably barely use them. And now I actually crashed into a car that just spawned there. However, it's just a game, so you don't actually hit it. You just try to drive through it. I've never had it on this route before, so I don't know where that came from. Usually the beams are all working. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a koploper or intercity materieel modernized. That's what the small m stands for in the train name. So you have ICM, which stands for intercity materiaal, and the M for modernized, because you also have firm M. That I don't know what that actually really stands for, but what I do know is basically that it stands for the firm. I will have a look because now I said it, so now I have to. Look it up. That basically means verlengd interregio materieel. So that means longer interregional material, stock, rolling stock. So another newsworthy thing to mention lately are some recently een sprinter nieuwe generatie, which is the SNG3, which is also in this game, crashed into a car and was caught fire, so that train was severely damaged, which is obviously not very nice, and I don't remember if there were any casualties reported from the people in the car, but I believe there were there was nobody injured, so you can actually see the beams go up, and you hear them. It's typical Dutch sound. There they go. So I don't want to wait so long before I spawn back to the train with the camera, because I once did it and my game froze, so that was not really my whole PlayStation 5 froze actually, so that wasn't really something I would love to do again. So we're approaching Assen right now, so we start applying a small amount of brakes. I think the ATB will kick in soon and tell me to brake even harder. Yeah, it does. Because you have to apply a minimum amount of 3 notches of braking force. And that's when ATB is happy, basically. So that's what you gotta do. It's quite hard to actually maintain speed in this thing. So we're in Assen now. I think we're actually still right on time. Assen is one of the bigger cities in Drenthe, so you also have Emmen and Deventer in Drenthe, but Assen is also one of the bigger cities. Here's station Assen. That's the bus station. And unlock the right doors. Stop right at the marker, so I don't think we actually leave some wagons or cars out now. Every car is on the platform, so we can have a look around. A sprinter nieuwe generatie is arriving. It says don't board, niet instappen. Don't know why that is, but doesn't really matter. Typical Dutch fashion as someone on his bike. This is actually not allowed in the Netherlands. You're not allowed to ride a bike in the station. Oh shit, I actually opened the wrong doors. Oh man. Well, let's head out. Or don't. That's going on to 63 kilometers, so that's quite far. And the beams go up. ATB actually stands for automatische treinbeïnvloeding. Automatic train Zugbeeinflussung in German. Nice. It's weird. And when we were actually going from Groningen to Assen, we actually had to keep the speed at PZ4, I believe, and now we are already over speeding while having it at notch 2 or what does it say? Throttle S. Weird. Nice view. Lots of crossings in this country, yeah, for sure. This is station. Oh, what station is it actually? Bijlen. Never been there. So I think we still have Station Hall of Fame. I'm not upload, but okay. Throttle S Z1. Well, the more you go to Zwolle, the flatter the country becomes, the less it freezes. That is, in fact, really the case. The Netherlands is quite flat, for sure. And the northern part is no exception. The only difference is that in the area of Groningen and Assen there are more trees. It's more like more woods and that kind of thing. Whereas, for example, the province of Island is really flat and it looks like small America, basically. like some place in Texas is just flat. Well, Texas isn't necessarily flat, but there's just not much around. Well, if you go to the Randstad, for example, which is to the west, to the sea, North Sea side, there it is actually quite populated and really a high density of people. Where you have in Amsterdam, there live approximately 1 million people, while Groningen has cities about 260,000 citizens, and I'm not sure what the population is of Zwolle. But Zwolle is, I believe, a little bit bigger, and we can look that up. Zwolle population. Oh, actually, Zwolle is smaller than Groningen. Groningen metropolitan area has a population of 360,000, whereas the city itself has probably 245,000. So that is quite a lot bigger than Zwolle, actually. Zwolle is more comparable to the city of Leeuwarden, for example. So this train would have in real life would have gone to Den Haag Centraal, where the Dutch government is based stuff. Yeah, that's not the route covers in this game. The game only covers the route until Zwolle. But it's definitely a good begin and a good start for hopefully more Dutch routes to come, because there's a lot of Germany, there's a lot of United Kingdom, and even quite some American routes. However, we as a community of probably want to see more countries, and the Netherlands has some good rail systems. Has some interesting trains you don't see anywhere else. There's a SNG here at station. Still don't know which station. Station Hogeveen. Well, de Sprinter nieuwe generatie, just known as Sprinter, is basically stopping at every station on this route, whereas the Intercity, which I'm driving right now, only stops at Assen, because that's quite a major city. No, I don't know what the population of Assen is, by the way. We'll look that up for you as well. Assen population. Well, Assen has a population of about, well, that's not really clear information. Well, less than 70,000, that's assured. But that's not really big, a big city. But it stops there anyway, so. And it stops obviously at Groningen, where it starts. And Zwolle is actually a hub for a lot of people who take trains in different directions. It's a big station, really big. The same goes for Utrecht, by the way, which is also a hub where people take trains, where leave the train and pick another train to go to a different direction. Some sort of hub, basically like Schiphol is and like Dubai is for aviation. So we're actually getting in an area with some more trees because it's in the Veen area. I don't know what it's called in English, but in the Dutch it's called Veen, obviously, and that's some shit in the ground that was used for burning, heating houses and that kind of stuff. Basically, it's just dead plant material. So 31 kilometers to go. Not that much anymore. I believe we're there in approximately 12 to 20 minutes. I don't think any long. No, not 12 minutes, because that means we will be doing twice speed, I believe. But we're on our way to Zwolle. It's by the way also the only stream, only scenario I will be doing today. It's not even a scenario, but just it's only I will be doing today because once again I got some time issues. I have to do more today, and I want to keep quality a little bit high. So after a while I lose concentration because that's how it goes. Ta-da! But we don't need it. Just like we don't need that right now. That didn't do much, at least not that I was aware of. So the outfit, my NPC is well, it's not an NPC, but my outfit that this person is wearing is actually quite accurate. It's basically what they are wearing in real life. So nothing wrong with it. Not Spoorlijn. You can actually hear it blow up or something, or spin up, and then it's, well, the Dodeman blue light illuminates, but you can actually hear it go off before it starts buzzing. So I will wait next time, and then you can hear what the sound of the Dodeman will actually sound like, but that's pretty wild. Why would anyone use it like that? Because you don't see nothing anymore. It might only be useful if you're not in this cab driving and then you want to keep the heat out a little bit. But other than that, yeah, I couldn't see any use for it. Oh shit, I wanted to wait this time, but I actually pressed it already, but I will wait next time then. Okay, that man goes. They hear this. So that was the Dead Man sound, basically, and yeah, basically announces itself. And that was a sound of the HB warning us that there is a speed restriction up ahead of, well, 80 in this case, as you can see there. But also at one of your main displays in the right corner or in the bottom of the left corner. Speed restriction is probably because of the pretty tight corner. Because, like I said, this the Dutch railroad system isn't really wasn't really made for with intercities and high speeds in mind, and also we're going over a switch, so that means why there is a speed restriction as well. Well, our next speed limit will be 120, and the next speed limit will be 140. Now, just so happening to be passing station, I don't know what. Neither does it tell, actually. Yeah, I'm not really sure which station it was, actually. Certainly wasn't Hoogveen. I might be able to find out. Wait a minute. It was Meppel. Meppel is also one of the bigger stations on the route. Now passing the highway. Meppel population, because we don't know the other bigger cities. Well, 35,000, 31,000, 31 or 35,000. I wasn't sure, but it's already smaller again in Assen, so I assume it's a little too small for an intercity to stop there. I don't know what the criteria are actually. To have an intercity stop at your city. Well, the sprinters are quite fast as well, and they accelerate way faster than the koploper, at least in this game. Probably in real life as well. I never really got to experience the Sprinter Nieuwe Generatie because I don't really travel by train that much anymore. And when I was in Sprinters, it was usually not the Sprinter Nieuwe Generatie, but the SLT or whatever they are called. The Dutch really give some strange names to the trains sometimes, like the ICMm and the City Next Generation. Well, that one is actually pretty obvious, but then they have a nickname for it that's called the Wasp. And basically, every train the NS owns or has a nickname. Like we have a Waadloper, a Buffel, all that kind of stuff. De koploper, de hondenkop, de apenkop. Speed restriction. I don't know why he doesn't let me ride in the brake anymore. SNG there. So the route is certainly not dead yet on PS5. Not dead at all. I don't know why I said yet, but the route is not dead. It's actually quite alive. There are some AI services that make it feel realistic. The stations aren't empty. There aren't usually that much trains at Groningen. However, there are other operators like Arriva. If you know it, it's a British company, but they also operate in the Netherlands, and they basically are the only ones that operate the Noordelijke Nevenlijnen, which are basically the trains from Groningen to Leeuwarden, Groningen to Delfzijl, and Groningen to basically whatever goes west. Groningen, Harlingen, Groningen, Leer in Germany. Although that last one to Leer in Germany, Ostfriesland is actually not being operated at this point because there are still some issues with the train bridge. Since a long time ago, some ship managed to drive or sail straight into it. And since then, it's been damaged and not working. It was not safe anymore for trains to pass by, and they decided that they would basically build an entire new bridge, which is still not open yet. So there is at this point still a bus service between Groningen and Leer. That costs a lot of more travel time. It takes a lot more time. I mean, basically the train is always quite fast, quite faster, quite a lot more fast than what that is basically a bus. So. Yeah, the train usually goes in a straight line and has right of way almost everywhere, except when there's a red signal. But they try to keep that to the lowest amount of red signals shown as possible. However, a bus has to deal with a lot more situations like beauty traffic, red lights, or even traffic jams, which aren't that much, but there's also a border control going on at this point. I don't know if the bus has right away to pass it quickly, or if basically every time the bus enters German soil, that they have to be checked by the German police. I don't know for sure if that's the case. I never took the bus there. I went the last time I went by my own car, so with my own car. It's a little bit faster. You can do it from where I live in approximately an hour and a half. So figure out where I live. That's it. Windmills. We will be arriving finally. Well, this is actually a better blind. There's still enough, plenty of space for more passengers, but maybe they will pour this slower because of pregnancy. Den Haag Centraal. What we got here Central is in Germany Hauptbahnhof. Hauptbahnhof. Yeah. Well, there are the differences. Chelsea Dagger. Yeah, 4.5 kilometers out now, about approximately that. But yeah, it takes about an hour to complete this service. Maybe you can do it shorter. I don't know. I find the ATB one of the easiest safety systems in this entire game so far, except for the alerter and ATCS, I believe, and ACSAS. Also, construction work going on here. There's a lot of construction here. There's a lot of solar panels, all solar panel parts. Yeah, what it does there, that wasn't really accurate because it didn't let me brake to all the way down to 100. However, and that's really important. But so slowly entering Zwolle right now. We are actually already there right now. So 1.8 kilometers at 7. So once again, the minimum amount of braking you have to apply when the ATB alarm goes off is not 3. Yellow. That basically means prepare to stop, which we will do now. So prepare to stop is a speed limit of 40. Still have some time. Basically, I was a little bit too late. Gotta be early with that. Gotta be honest with that. When you see yellow signal, you basically have to slow down to 40 kilometers an hour in the Netherlands, which is 45, and I believe in Germany. Speelt een nieuwe generatie. Koploper there. Speelt een nieuwe generatie there. There's a red signal, by the way. Make sure that you don't cross that. Not as nice of a stop like we did in Assen, but it's still a good stop in my book. So for us, the service terminates here. Train will go will continue with another driver probably in real life. Then the game stops here too. Just stops here. Also did not board. So the other cop local is leaving. Where it's going? Leeuwarden. That one was going to Leeuwarden. Well, we got a platinum reward. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow I will be live again. Expect some new videos tonight, like a short and a normal video, probably plane spotting this time. If you like the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, if you want to show Transcend World to some other friends of yours, don't forget to share it. It would be much appreciated. So for now, see ya.